last time, the party awoke early morning after a night out in the pub, and Charlie told them about the next job for them, which was to go to the lumber village to the north of the Ogrimmar Woods, where the residents there had been getting attacked by a beast of some unclear description. They interviewed Casperin to give them some backup, the bard, half-elven bard, and decided to take her along as well. And after a shopping trip, oh wait, that's 2 sessions ago. We're off to a roaring start.
So great, don't worry.
I was skipping like my notes at the top by prep sheet. I didn't even realize that I was skipping the recap from last, like the wrong recap. So yeah, for real this time. Last time we started off at Dali Village, just before you'd gone in. Oh, very good, very good. So you headed into the village, and you found the inn. And wanting to waste no time, you went off to speak to Mayor Drumness, but he was not best pleased at the late night disruption.
I hear you, Lindsay.
Hello?
Oh, hello.
What was that?
Nothing. I thought you were talking, but I couldn't hear you.
I think I was? Did everyone else hear me?
Oh, well,
There was a point that you were silent, but I wasn't sure if you were saying anything. You had been speaking up until then.
I was just saying that you went to Mayor Drumness' house, and he wasn't pleased to see you that night for the disruption, and asked that you came back the next morning. Did it come through okay?
Yep.
Hello?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Good. So yes, you then went to the inn, spent the night there, and headed out to him the next morning, where he told you that over the occasional nights, a beast had been coming to the village, and certain nights, and attacking. The guards had managed to drive it away a couple of times, but there had been injuries. He suggested that you go and talk to some of the local figures, public figures, who may have been around during the evenings and may have information to give you. He suggested the innkeep, who was the dragonborn Kareth, the shopkeep called Gen, the lumbermaster Ben Broddle, and the village the two guards. And over the next few days, you did just that. You spoke to Gen the shopkeep, whose theory, and he told you that he thought that it was the innkeep, dragonborn Kareth, behind it. And when you spoke to Kareth, he told you that that was probably not true. And that again had largely had it out for him. But he did tell you that Benjamin may know more. And when you spoke to Benjamin, he pointed out that the daughter of Mayor Drumnus had been ill for a long time and got better around the same time as the attack started. And he also mentioned... No, it was the guards. You went to see the guards as well, and they mentioned that there had been a mysterious dragonborn visitor who had visited some places, including the inn to see Kareth. You had also seen scratch marks on the village door, not the village door, the Mayor Dramnus's door. And I think that's mostly it. You had managed to find some scratch marks, paw prints as well, when doing an investigation of the immediate area of the most recent attacks, and you had tracked it out to the woods, where you found a dead end with lots of broken twigs and a boot. And you managed to follow the boot print, and you managed to follow the tracks back into town, where you lost them in the area immediately outside the mayor's house where the attack had been taking place. And I think that is just about us caught up. Unless anyone has any questions, in which case please do share them. I will answer them, because I'm aware this recap was a little messy. Oh, I can hear Zara talking, not getting anyone. Hello?
Hello?
Oh, I can hear now.
Yes, I was just asking if we'd worked out what the paw prints belonged to.
I don't think we'd figured out what, but I think I remember Madeline looking at them and thinking that they looked. She got some sort of impression from them, but I can't remember now what it was. I don't know if she thought they were like kind of canine looking. Is that?
I think so. Oh, it's happened again. Yeah, my audio's been pretty funky today.
What's that?
So sorry, what were you saying?
What was who saying?
You, I think?
I was just saying, I think Madeline looked at the tracks and she didn't figure out what made them, but I think she thought they were canine looking, or
Yes.
she got some sort of general sense of them. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yes, so the oh,
Sorry?
go on.
Were you saying something, Lindsay?
I was just saying go on. Because you sounded like you were about to say something.
No.
Okay. Well, the party, the four of you are currently. You've just made it. The most recent thing that's happened is you got the time of day. I think it's just gone to be morning. We're getting into like mid-morning time, and currently you are all outside of the residential district of the town, of the village.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you've just come back from your little expedition into the woods, where the most recent thing what you were thinking about doing was The most recent thing you'd done had been that you'd found the boot. I think you had a theory as well to visit visit Kareth, because Kareth had mentioned, or oh my goodness, who was it? Someone had mentioned that there had been the mysterious visitor who had gone to visit Kareth. And one thing you had been thinking about doing was investigating that as well.
Kareth said the guy didn't come into his inn. And the guards said that he did. And Kareth said the guy went to Gen's shop instead.
Yes, thank you. Yes, that is correct.
Kareth also said that after attacks, he saw Mr. Drumness coming home from late night walks.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Does anyone have any more questions, or are you happy to get into it?
I think I'm happy to get into it.
Yeah, I think I'm okay.
Okay. So, sadly, Brianna cannot make it today, so Caspern will be here, but she'll just kind of be here. She'll just be with you.
She's just chilling.
Yeah, okay, so, you've just come back from your expedition into the woods where you found that boot, and you've been tracking the tracks where you've lost them. You've kind of lost the tracks as they've come back into the residential district just outside the mayor's house. Okay. So, what are you up to?
Can we peek into the mayor's window?
You sure can.
Wait, before you do that, Dimitri, I could perhaps send Asta to have a look. Might be more subtle.
Oh, yes, good idea.
Yeah. So Ral will make sure we're stood in a out-of-way area and send in Asta.
Yeah, sure thing. So he's just sending Aster up to the window.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how's it? Can you see what Aster sees? Or
I have to sort of channel it, but that's Ral will do that. So yeah.
Great. So yeah, you can send him up to one of the windows on the front of the house, and peeking in. You can see the downstairs floor. It's open plan. You've been in there before because it had the bed at the back of it, and that was as you I think found out was the daughter's bed. And on the kind of like dining room section of it at the table, you can see Mr. Drumness. He is sat there, and sat across from him is his daughter, who you saw briefly. And they've got books open, and they appear to be looking at the books together and talking.
Can Asta make out what they're saying?
Probably not through a window and across the way.
Okay.
You could maybe, not without probably getting in there. You can make a perception check and really try, but it'll be difficult.
Yep. He might as well. I'm just trying. Would that go off Ral's perception or Asta's perception?
Does Apter have a perception score that you can base it off of?
Hang on. I'm just checking. So
I think familiars. Oh, actually. Never mind.
I think it would go from the animals, the familiar score,
Mm,
Okay. It's not a very good perception, but I'll give it a roll anyway. That was a 18.
Okay. You managed to catch little bits. It's difficult to make out exactly what they're saying, but you can see that like like you can kind of tell from like the muffled way he's speaking, like with that he's like asking a lot of questions, and she's his daughter is answering them.
So does it look like a lesson or more like an interrogation?
It seems more from what you can see. It seems more cooperative. It would be reasonable to assume that this is one of the lessons, because he mentioned before that he gave lessons to his daughter in the morning.
Does he
Okay.
look tired? The mayor.
He not overly so.
Can we
not
see their
particularly,
shoes by the door?
Not from your angle.
Hmm.
Madeline is going to tap Ral's arm to get him out of like the familiar trance thing.
Yep. It will take a second.
And she says, maybe we should send him in. We could see if Aster could find a boot to match this one, and she'll kind of like gesture to the boot.
Okay. Yeah. So, Ral will send Aster to see if there are any tiny lizard-shaped holes in the building to get through.
Can he climb up? Lizards can climb up walls.
Yeah,
right?
he's got climb speed.
Yeah. Yeah. Aster go. You would find that Aster. You send Aster off, and he starts scuttling around the house. And it doesn't take him too long to find that there is a window cracked open on the upper floor. That leads into a little bathroom.
We haven't seen the upper floor yet, have we?
No, you haven't. It goes into a fairly basic looking bathroom. It's got a, what you'd expect from a bathroom type area. A nice bucket and a nice couple of buckets. One's got a lot of water in it, and a jug and a bath and such. Can Aster smell?
He doesn't have any sort of enhanced smell, but he does. I assume he can smell.
It's not the most nice smelling room. It is a bathroom in a small, tiny village.
That's understandable, I think. Yeah, I think probably not going to find much in the bathroom. So if Aster can find a way
Yeah,
out
he
of the
can
bathroom,
probably try and squeeze under the door.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So he manages to squeeze under the door and finds himself in a hallway in the upstairs. And there are at one end of the hallway there are a set of stairs leading down, and in the other there's another door leading to another.
Okay. Can I get Aster to be a bit stealthier?
Sure, go for it. Roll a stealth check for him. I did not hear that Zara had come into the same room as me. Surprise.
I got 12.
Okay.
If Aster was to sort of stealthily sort of go along, I don't know if climb sort of applies to going along with ceilings, but I'm just thinking geckos can probably go along ceilings. So if by your discretion you'd allow a small gecko to climb along the ceiling, would that give him advantage on stealth?
I think he could go along the walls.
Okay. Yeah, perhaps if sort of very top of a wall where it meets the ceiling then?
Sure.
Would that be okay?
Sure. As for stealth, get advantage on stealth. I think he's actually so small that it wouldn't make a ton of difference
Fair enough.
where he was. And I'll say that I'm like already factoring that his like smallness into it.
Okay,
So
that's fine.
he's already getting a matter of advantage there. So where is he off to next?
So yeah, you said there's stairs going down and another door.
Yes.
He will go and have a look at the door.
So yeah, there is a little gap he can try and squeeze under.
He will try and do that.
Yeah, he's a little lizard. He manages without too much bother. And he finds himself in a bedroom.
I couldn't have predicted this.
I know, it's shocking, right?
Put it in all the tabloids. The mayor has a
There's,
bedroom.
there's a large bed and a desk as well, and a wardrobe and a chair, and that's mostly it of note.
Ral will pull back from Asta for a second. Asta's in the mayor's bedroom. Is there anything I should look for first?
Other than the boot or conspicuous werewolf fur?
There's
Can't
a
really
desk
think
in
of
there. Might have
anything.
some paperwork. I don't know if that's worth looking at.
Oh, it might be. Why not? More
I'll
information
search
never
the boot
hurt.
first.
Mhm.
And with that, Ral will jump back into Asta.
Okay. So
And-
what's he looking for, sorry?
He's going to have a quick look at the sort of cupboard and maybe under the bed to see if there's any rogue boot in there.
Okay. So under the bed, you do find some socks, which seem a bit odorous, but no boot. As for the cupboard, I don't think a lizard would quite have the strength to open it.
So
It's
there's no-
a kind of like tall wardrobe type thing.
Ah,
with
right,
two,
okay.
doors, like the two like handled doors that you can pull outwards.
You can cast spells for your familiar, can't you?
Yes.
Can Ral cast Mage Hand through Asta
Sure.
to open the cupboard door?
By all means. Yeah, you do so, and the little mage hand opens the door. In this wardrobe, you can see there are hanging up. There are shirts and cloaks and such, and folded on one of the sides at the base there are some trousers and such, and on the other side of the base there is quite a nice looking pair of boots. Quite a fancy looking pair of boots. They look quite formal. They don't match the one that you had.
Are they similar in size?
You'll give me
It might
a
be hard to judge from
perception
respect to
check.
small lizard, I suppose.
Give me a perception check. Or an investigation check.
That
Or
was-
actually, the investigation check would be a disadvantage because you're a lizard. But it would be more thorough, easier to get.
Okay, so he's really bad at investigation. So that's a 13.
Maybe go for the perception then.
Yeah, if that's okay, I will go
Yep.
perception, which is instead of 17.
Okay.
He's -5 intelligence.
He's a dumb little lizard.
So yes, looking at it and trying to think back, you think that this boot size does seem very similar in size. It's hard to tell without having it and comparing them directly, but you think that they are very similar.
Okay. Val will quickly jump out to explain what's happening. I've managed to get Asta into the cupboard. There is another pair of boots there, similar size to one we found, but no solo boot.
Hmm.
At this
I
point,
am wondering if perhaps the mayor is not the bad guy here. Maybe?
Maybe. I suppose no new evidence is pointing in that direction, is it?
No. I'll keep Asta investigating.
Madeline just gives a nod.
so you going back into Aster.
Yep.
Okay. As you go back into Aster, is he in the cupboard currently?
Yes.
As you go back into Aster, you find that the cupboard has been closed while you were out of him. And you can hear footsteps on the other side.
Is there any sort of keyhole on the cupboard or anything?
Yes, there is a little keyhole.
Asta climb up to the keyhole and see if he can see out of it?
He can certainly try. Yeah, go for it. He does so, and he peeks out. He's got a very limited field of view from where he is, but yet he can see that Mr. Drumness is upstairs, and he is. You can just about see that he is standing by the desk. Are you up to anything else, or are you just going to observe for the time being?
Just watch for a second.
Yeah. You can see that he's standing there. He appears to be picking something up. And then a moment passes, and you can kind of hear him setting something down before he starts heading back towards the door of the bedroom. And then you hear him going back down the stairs.
When it sounds like he's gone down to the bottom of the stairs, I will mage hand again to open the door.
Actually, can Mage Hand go through?
That is a
Like,
good
turn
point.
the handle. Nah, you just push it open. That's
Okay.
fine.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I double checked familiars, and it turns out you could only cast touch spells.
Mage hand isn't technically a touch spell, is it?
Oh no.
No.
Well, I allowed it once, so I'll allow it this time. Just because to keep it there.
Yeah.
But going forwards, that's how we'll play it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Charles.
Oh, no way.
Because it doesn't quite feel fair to trap him in a cupboard for not obeying the rules the first time.
I mean, to be fair, I can dismiss him and send him back to his little pocket dimension. And then resummon him again near Val.
We'll just allow it.
Okay.
So yeah, you managed to open the door again, and you have access to the rest of the room.
Okay. Does this one-off usage of Mage Hand allow the cupboard door to be closed again?
I mean, it's a cantrip, isn't it? Oh, I see your point.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'll say yes, just because that will conclude our Mage Hand interactions with the cupboard.
Okay. Right. In that case, Asta will go and have a look at the desk.
Okay. So you can climb up one of the four leg corners of it easily enough. And you can see once he's on top of it, there are some papers, and there are also some books. And also on the desk there is a what appears to be a locket. Sitting in the middle of it.
Okay. first things first. Any interesting book titles?
The books, looking at them, they appear to be children's books. Kind of like children's story books.
Okay.
One of them is called The Legend of the Were-Rabbit.
Dun dun dun.
That's probably the most interesting one.
It's also all the proof we needed. Lock him up, boys.
By that logic, we could arrest most sort of households with children of their parents being Gruffalos. Right. So yes, and the paperwork. What sort of paperwork is there?
Can he read? Can you read through his eyes?
I think seeing as it's technically not Asta reading, it would be Ral reading through Asta. I think he would still be able
Okay,
to read.
cool.
actually.
I think that makes sense. So yeah, looking at it, it appears to be like an official letter of some kind. Scanning it, you'd see that it's from the lumbermaster Benjamin Brodel, and he's talking about It appears to be about like lumberyard related business. It's doesn't seem super.
Okay.
Nothing jumps out to you as being relevant to beast attacks.
In that case, that's just for Locket.
Yes.
Anything notable on the Locket? Is it one of the sort of?
It's fastened closed.
So it is the sort that has presumably some sort of picture of something inside.
It's that sort of locket, yes.
Okay. Well, I don't think Asta can open that. So, I think Ral will just send Asta out into the hallway and see if he can overhear any of the conversation downstairs. From closer up.
Yeah. They're not. So yeah, Aster wiggles his way, does his little wiggly lizard walk. You know the type.
The wiggly wizard walk is what Ral does.
Wiggly wizard. Yes, very good. And he makes his way back out the door and down the desk and such, and back into the hall. Going to the top of the stairway leading down, you can hear that they're not trying to make it. They're not trying to keep it quiet particularly. And they're. You can hear them. Their conversation quite clearly. What it seems to be is that he is giving her a reading lesson. He's getting her to read parts of the book and ask her about some of the words and what they mean and the like.
Okay.
They seem quite engrossed.
Ral will dismiss Asta to his little pocket dimension.
Yep, sure thing. Were you just going to the top of the stairs? You weren't going down or anything?
No, just to the sort of top landing sort of thing.
Okay. Fair enough.
I've looked at most of the area of the top part of the house, and nothing seemed to stand out as being particularly sinister.
Well, that's that then.
That means surely there's only one person in this town we know of who has lied to us. and that is either the innkeeper who said he had not met the Dragonborn, or the shopkeeper who said he had met the Dragonborn.
Hmm. When did this Dragonborn come through again?
It was. In terms of the timeline, you know that it was it was shortly before the attacks began.
Okay.
And wasn't that about a month ago?
Yes, the attacks began a month ago.
Did we get a name for the Dragonborn? Or not?
No.
I don't remember.
No,
Oh,
you
not
did
for
not.
the one that came to see Kareth. Maybe we
So he
should go
came to
speak
see-
to him.
He came to see Kareth, but Kareth said he didn't meet him, right? Is that?
Yes, the guard said that the guy went to see Kareth, but Kareth said that he never met him.
Okay.
I say we have a little look around Kareth's house, and maybe we'll find a similar boot.
Might not be a bad idea.
I think it's a good place to start.
Oh,
Where are you going, sorry?
yes.
Pardon?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you make your way across the village to the inn. And you find yourselves outside the inn. Are you going straight in or straight in the inn?
Do we know if Kareth stays in the inn? Like, does he have a room? Is there anything that we've seen to suggest that before?
Well, you'd know that he had come, he had asked you to let him know if you were going to be staying out late, and I think there was the time you came back quite late one night, and he appeared a little grumpily and somewhat groggy. So you would probably think that he did stay there.
Do we have any idea of which room is his?
Probably not from your experience of staying there.
We could have a little look around, see which room is his. How many rooms are in the inn?
Let me check my notes. That's the type of thing I'll have written down. So there are 3 rooms, and okay. Considering the fact that there are 3 rooms and you're staying in 2 of them, I think you probably do have an idea.
Process of elimination.
Pardon?
Raoul, maybe we could send Astor into the little room and have a little look around?
Yes, let's do it from one of our rooms so that we're not being obvious in any way.
Very good idea. Let's go to mine. Or ours. Yeah, so we head back to one of the rooms we're staying in.
Yeah. So the four of you and Kareth is at the bar. You walk in and he watches you as you go upstairs. But he doesn't say anything. And you make your way up and into one of the rooms. One of your 2 twin rooms that you're staying in.
Sitting on the bed, Ral will bring Asta back into his dimension.
Okay. And he's sending them off to investigate the 3rd room up here.
Yeah.
Okay, well there's space under the door that you can squeeze in. And as you send him along the hallway and into this 3rd room, you find that it is a bedroom.
Dun dun dun.
Something in it.
Yeah, it's a bedroom. It's very similar to your own ones, but this one has a double bed in it.
Bougie.
It's not very big. Again, there's a pretty similar looking wardrobe to the one in Drumness's bedroom.
If only we had a spell by which we could open it.
If only. But yeah, that's actually about it. It's not very decorated.
No desk or anything?
No,
No.
the double bed takes up a big portion of the room.
Okay, in that case, Asta will have a look under the bed first.
Under the bed. Under the bed, you find that there are some kind of like bits of like loose lizard, like scaly skin, and some like clipped talons. Did Dragonborn have talons? Probably not. Never mind.
Right.
You'd, knowing he's a Dragonborn, you'd think it's just.
Oh yeah, I
bits
forgot
of,
he was
uh,
Dragonborn. That makes a lot of sense.
I can see that would have been somewhat concerning.
Okay, that's a lot less ominous now. Okay, that's not particularly interesting. I was about to have Asta sort of grab one with his tongue and see if you could carry it back so he can have a look at it. And just
That
sort of
would have
Dimitri and
been
Madeline just sort of go, why have you pulled
gross.
this back?
That would have been really gross.
Ew.
Look, guys, I found a piece of skin.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh dear. Right. Is there any obvious way to get a small lizard into the wardrobe?
It seems quite. It seems like quite a heavy wardrobe, and it's kind of like locked by a handle that it's like closed by a handle that you probably don't think you would have the strength to operate.
Fair enough. We need to get this lizard some sort of band of strength or something. Just sort of rolls up one day like a really muscular Yoshi. Well, there's nothing more Asta can do here.
Yeah, seems.
So he'll
Can
bring
we?
Asta back.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well,
he comes back.
Well, nothing sinister there. I couldn't get in the wardrobe there, but
was there a desk or anything?
no, it was a very simple room, just a bed and a wardrobe.
Oh,
Some bits of
In the
scales
wardrobe.
and things under the bed, but nothing
Oh.
sinister
I
there.
suppose he must have some sort of office space, though, right? To keep.
Is
I
it
don't
possible
know.
he has some sort of
Paper-
cellar for keeping drinks in?
Maybe like a back room or something. Because I'm just thinking, if this Dragonborn did come to see him, if he stayed here, or if he had any business with him, maybe there's some sort of record of that.
The ledger. You always check the
Yeah.
ledger.
Well, exactly. It's just good practice.
Good idea. Maybe it'll be behind the bar.
It's worth a check. We could,
Try and distract him while someone tries to steal it. Wink, wink.
wink, wink.
Asta
Is he
will-
suggesting Madeline steal it or Aster steal it?
Maybe Madeline, because Madeline has hands.
That's what I thought. I was just like, oh. Yeah. Well, I could try. Are we aware of any windows on the other side of the building?
I don't know if you've particularly looked
Okay.
round the back of this building.
Okay. All right. Madeline is going to she's gonna go find out. She's gonna take one of her daggers and hide it in her boot. And then she's going to... She'll say to the others, I'll be right back. And then she heads downstairs, and she's sort of like patting frantically at her hip. And she looks to Carrot behind the bar, and she says, "You've not seen a dagger lying around here, have you? I've seemed to have misplaced one of mine."
He looks at you, he just starts, a dagger.
Yes, you know, for skinning things. And she will like gesture at the bow.
Well, I haven't, but you know that there are some children that live in this town. It would be best if you kept better track of your weapons. I will let you know if I see it.
Yes, well, I probably just dropped it outside. There's no need to get alarmed. Anyway, it'll be fine. Madeline's going to then, sort of like, again, patting at her hip, is going to head outside as if she's making to look for it outside.
You are cutting it in and out for me.
But instead, she's... Is that better? Is it better now? Am I cutting off now? Can you hear me?
I heard most of it. It was just like the bit where you were saying what he was doing before heading outside, like patting something.
Is that...
It's on my end, not on your end.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, so she just, like, is, like, patting her side for this dagger, but then she's going to head outside as if she's looking for it, but she's actually just going to go around and scout out the back of the building.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, she does so. And Gareth just kind of watches you as you leave, Madeline. And you go outside, and going round the back of the building, you see that yes, there is a window. On the you would see this window kind of corresponds to an area next to the bar, and like there is a little back room that you haven't particularly been in, but there is a window that you would think probably can see in there.
Okay. Can Madeline sort of like checking in the grass because she's not sure if anyone can see her through this window? Can she like just head up and like? Well, first of all, she'll peek inside. Does it look like she can see anyone in there, or like can she see Careth in the bar from this window, or is it empty?
She just about. So what she sees is like she sees into this other room. It appears to be.
Oh, sorry.
Little,
was that the? I heard a car outside. What?
Afraid not.
Okay. Sorry. Continue.
She sees that it's a little kitchen, and there's some barrels as well, and a stove.
Okay.
And there's an open doorway. It doesn't have a door. You can see that it leads out to the bar, and you can see Careth there, and you can just barely make out that he's talking to a customer.
Okay. Is it just the like? There's no sign of any like paperwork or anything like that in this room. It's just the.
No, it's just a little kitchen area.
Can she see any what look like cellar doors?
No.
Are there any rugs on the floor?
No, it's wooden.
Okay. We didn't see a ledger just like on the bar when we came in. Like when we came into this place, did we?
I don't think you saw one on the bar. But I don't think that's enough to discount the possibility.
Okay.
Oh, that's it. Here's Sarah.
Oh, I'll be right back.
So what are Dimitri and Al, what are they up to while Madeline's on this little recon mission?
Dimitri's probably just like standing in the bar and trying to look normal, which makes him look really not normal.
Mm.
I would probably order 3 drinks from.
3 drinks.
Yeah.
Okay. What drinks?
Just
ale,
some sort of
probably.
ale.
Ale is what they have. So 6 silver pieces.
Okie dokie.
Oh, sorry, not 6 silver. That's for gallons. 12.
12 silver pieces.
12
Right.
copper pieces. Even 12 copper pieces we got there. Oh, my audio has cut out again. I'm going to... Hello?
Hello.
I didn't hear, so I can hear you again. I didn't hear anything after I said 12 copper pieces.
Okay. Just checking. Is it 10 copper to a silver?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, I'll hand over 2 silver.
Yeah, you hand it over, and Gareth says, thank you. And he starts rooting around under the bar. He starts rooting around, and after a moment, he pops back up and gives you 8 copper as change.
And just for my own head, you know when you said when Madeline looked through a window, she saw him dealing with a customer. What's that customer around?
Yes. Yes.
Time loops. It all comes back around. Does Kareth look tired?
He always looks tired.
Oh, I forgot we had Casper with us. So make it 4 drinks.
Oh. Sure. So instead of 8, you get 4?
He'd say keep a change.
He would take it. Did you say?
He would just ask that the innkeeper keeps for change.
Hmm.
He can have the change. He can have the whole 2 silver.
If you're sure.
And Ral will perhaps see if we can find a table and sort of drag Dimitri over.
Yep, it's there's some other patrons in the tables having some breakfast, but it's not super, but it's not as busy as in the evenings, so you find yourself at the table quite easily.
I'm back.
Welcome.
What
Hello.
is happening?
We're just sitting at a table having drinks.
Okay.
Also,
Um,
the
yeah.
customer you saw Gareth talking to was Ral.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun.
Da, da, da.
Goodness. Okay.
So you keeping watching?
Pardon?
Are you keeping watching
No,
through the
I don't
window?
think so. No, she's gonna head back in. Well, she's gonna reach into her boot, recover the dagger, and then as she walks into the room, she's going to do she's gonna wait until Kareth is watching, and then do like an elaborate flip with it, and then sort of put it into her belt and say, "See, I told you, nothing to worry about. I just dropped it outside."
Oh,
Wow.
amazing. Well done.
Is he talking about the flip, or is he being condescending about the fact she dropped it outside?
Oh no, he's celebrating her finding it.
Oh, okay, right. Thank you. It's a relief. I mean, I've got to all save the necks of everyone around here somehow, and I can't very well do that without my weapon. And she'll sit down in a chair with the others,
In a chair.
as opposed to at a different table. On a stool?
There are chairs at these tables.
What? I'm confused by your
Why are
confusion,
you so
Charles.
surprised
I
with
wasn't
the
sorry.
chair?
I was being facetious. Please ignore me.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
She sat down in a chair. Wow. Sorry.
I mean, you know Madeline, she might have sat on the table. Like, she doesn't listen to
True,
the
I
rules.
shouldn't have
You
dismissed
shouldn't
that.
assume Madeline's sitting positions,
Does
Charles.
Madeline do the Riker maneuver?
Yes, every time. All the time.
Dimitri's going to lean over and whisper to the others that we should make a distraction and Madeline should go behind the bar and try and see if the ledger's there.
Or, alternatively, we could wait until nighttime when he's asleep, and then I could check.
That's a much better idea because we don't know the guy's name, so it might take a while.
Yeah.
You would probably... So, one thing that happened that you'd probably remember, I think when you first came here, it was commented that it was very rare to have guests here.
Mhm.
So you would probably reasonably know that there hadn't been a guest in here for some time.
Okay. Mm. All the same, I think Madeline is maybe more inclined to do it to check behind the bar when the man himself is not behind the bar. So I think that is her idea. We don't have a name for this Dragonborn, do we? At all? Oh no, we literally just said that. No, the other
Oh,
one.
right. No.
And when people have like spoken about him, have they like? I'm trying to figure like, do we just not know his name because we haven't asked, or does it seem that like no one knows what his name was? If that makes sense.
Both.
Okay. Well, in that case, Madeline is going to go up to the bar, and she is going to give Kareth a smile, and she's going to say, "Could I have an ale?"
Oh, Val
Ral
got
bought you
ales for
one.
everyone. Sorry.
Sorry?
Val got ales for everybody.
Oh, well, then Madeline is going to down hers, and then she's going to go to the bar, and then she's going to
Lovely.
ask, "Can I have an ale?"
So soon? Of course.
I was thirsty.
Hmm.
We're just getting nowhere fast with this
Yes,
investigation, you know. Sorry.
Hmm.
What did he say?
He was just going to say, yes, well, that's, I've already forgotten. How much did I say it was? I think it was 4 copper.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's 4 copper, please.
Mm-hmm.
Having trouble, are you?
Yeah. I just don't know. Madeline is going to sit on a stool, and she's going to, like, lean her elbow on the counter and rest her chin on her elbow, on her hand, and just, you know, look as fed up as she can possibly look. There I was thinking we just come out here and find out right away, or even better, catch the thing, and that'd be a job done. But no, nothing's ever that simple.
Well, that's why they brought you in. They're professionals, isn't it?
Yes, that's the idea.
Mm-hmm.
I think the most interesting thing we've heard about is this, I don't know, this visitor who apparently visited you but didn't visit you.
What's
Now that's
that?
weird. Wait, I'm not misremembering, right? Like have we spoken about this with him before?
I don't think so.
We
I thought
asked
he
him
said
if he met the guy,
Oh, right. Yeah.
and he said no. But we never confronted him about the fact that everyone else says that
Yeah.
he did meet the guy.
Oh,
Thank you.
and
Right.
I
So what did you
'cause I-
what did you say to him again?
well, I wouldn't have said that if I remembered that. I thought that we'd like confronted him, or we'd said that other people had said that he'd.
You haven't
Seen this.
addressed it, the fact that there was a small conflict there.
Okay,
Oh, he told you that he'd visited Gan, I think. Or maybe he didn't. I don't know. Just carry on.
Okay, yeah. Okay, just rewind that bit then, because I wouldn't have said that if I realized that. Okay. She'll just say the most interesting thing we've heard about is this visitor that came in town and visited. Gen, was it? I think you said.
Yes, that's the
What was that?
The rugged looking fellow. Yeah, so
Yeah.
saw him. You think he might have something to do with it? He hasn't been here since, as far as I know.
Well, apparently his arrival in town coincided with the beginnings of these attacks, so she shrugs. It's the closest thing we have to a lead right now.
I don't know, why don't you go ask again about it? It was there. It was there that I saw him go in.
Yeah, Madeline insight check that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just double checking my insight. Not very good. And I rolled badly as well. That's a 9.
Yeah, you don't get a massive read on what he is, but he doesn't seem fussed right now.
Okay. She'll just say, and I don't suppose you caught this guy's name at all, did you?
No, I didn't speak to him.
Oh, that's right. Well, maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll go talk to Gen and see what he has to say, if he has anything to say.
Yes, though. This fellow was a dragonborn, so I'm sure all sorts, everything that's gone missing for the past year will be attributed to that visitor.
Well, yes, I don't think he's going to be much help, but oh well, we do what we can. Anyway, thanks for the ale, and she'll just head back to the table.
No problem.
Well,
No, nothing. I don't know. He just said again that it was Gen's that he went to. He doesn't know the man's name. Or if he does, he's not mentioned it.
okay.
Have we spoken to Gen about this guy?
Not about the visitor.
Yeah, and Gen doesn't like Kareth. That's what he said. So we're at the point where it's got to be one of them, right? Like it can't. These guys hate each other. It's got to be one of them.
Well, Kareth just seems. I don't know. It's difficult to get a read on the man, but he just seems quite jaded, nonplussed. Whereas Gen seemed a bit, interesting, from what I remember.
Color are Kareth's scales, by the way? Sorry.
All right.
So I was just saying, what color are Kareth's scales?
I think I said. Oh dear, excuse me. I think I said green.
Green. Gotcha. Sorry, carry on.
That's okay. Mm-mm-mm.
Yes, I think certainly again might be worth having another look at before nightfall.
Yes, and if we don't find anything with him, I can always take a look in the ledger and see if I can find any recent names that look, I don't know, suspicious.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yes.
Let's go see the shopkeeper.
Okay. So as you heading out the inn then?
Madeline will finish her ale first, but then she will leave.
Okay.
I suspect that Madeline could probably finish her second glass of ale before Val finishes first.
Probably.
So you're all finishing your ales then? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So you take a little time going over your thoughts and such, and then once all your ales are finished, you head on outside. It's now getting into early afternoon. And the shop is next door to the inn.
Okay.
Here we go.
So are you heading on in?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no one else in there at the moment, other than the familiar large shopkeep again. And as he spies you walking in, he says, "Ah, it's you. How are you getting on with the investigation? You managed to pin it on you-know-who?"
Honestly, it's difficult coming up with any sort of real physical evidence, you know. And it's all about that these days. It's not enough to just have a hunch. Ugh.
Yes. People going on about things like probable cause. Ugh.
I know,
Tell
it's
you what,
madness.
it's political correctness gone mad.
Yeah, I've been saying this all the time.
I
Oh,
remember the days that a guard could just walk up, put handcuffs on someone who looked at them slightly strangely, and then that was it.
oh,
But
The good old days. The
and
good
you
old
know
days.
what? We didn't have beast attacks back then.
You make a good point. But something interesting has come up. So wait, I'm gonna double check. We've not mentioned the Dragonborn visitor again at all. Is that
that is correct.
okay? Okay. Then Madeline will say, we did, and she sort of leans forward in a bit of a conspiratorial manner. We did hear word of a Dragonborn who wandered into town not all that long ago. Apparently, sorry?
Did you know?
Yes. We got word from one of the guards that they saw him popping in here. I don't suppose you spoke to the man.
Oh, a dragon.
probably about a month ago.
Not that I remember. Do you know what he looked like?
Do we know?
In terms of appearance, you've heard a few times that that this Dragonborn was very rugged and raggedy looking.
Arrived in torn cloak, and he was green,
Yeah.
according to my notes.
Oh, well, there you
Yeah.
Okay, I was getting mixed up. I think Carrot's scales are white.
Were the scales under the bed white?
They were green.
What?
No, white. Oh, I'm so
Oh.
mixed up. You would think that they were Carrot's scales.
Right, okay.
That would have been interesting.
Yes, apparently he was a bit raggedy looking, you know, and green scales.
Scales. Raggedy. Cloak? You're not saying.
Yes.
That man was a Dragonborn? Oh, yeah, this hood up. Yes, there was someone that was wearing clothes like that a little over a month ago. Visitor in town. Yes, I think someone like that came here about that time, but he was a dragonborn. When he came in here, he had his hood up. And it was dark. I didn't see. He was a dragon. Oh dear, there's more of them.
Can I insight check this?
Yes,
Can Ral also insight check? Yes.
go for it.
Madeline rolled a 16.
What did Ral roll?
Ral. Oh,
What did Ral roll? Sorry.
11.
Okay.
Also, can it be known that Dimitri is frowning at the shopkeeper and looking very unhappy with him? He's giving him Paddington's disappointed stare.
So Madeline, with your 16, he seems upset at what he seems to have gotten quite. I feel like this is pretty obvious. He seems to have gotten quite upset at what you have just informed him, but it seems to be a kind of like he seems a bit surprised.
Okay.
He seems to have gotten a surprise.
Okay. Why? What did you think he was? Did you just think he was a?
I just thought he was, one of us.
Right.
He had
Oh,
his hood
well.
up. It was dark. Oh, dear.
No, that's.
But
I
there's
mean,
more of
mistakes
them.
happen.
That is quite suspicious.
And
I tell you what, though.
Mhm.
If you think something's up, Mr. Drumness came in at the same time.
Really?
They went off together as well.
I don't suppose you heard any conversation between them or anything like that.
It was a month ago. I think they seemed to be meeting for the first time, and an unexplained strangers probably of interest to someone whose business it is the business of the town. But they certainly left together.
All right.
Talking.
And when he came in here, was he here for anything in particular? Do you remember?
They wanted just camping supplies and some food, a bedroll.
You know where he was headed?
No, didn't really talk about anything like that. Just mostly business. No
Well.
doubt he's off headed to cause mischief somewhere.
I suppose that remains to be seen. Well, anyway, we've taken up enough of your time. Thank you very much for your help.
No.
Hopefully we'll be back in touch again soon with good news.
I'm glad to hear it.
All right. Well, we'll see you around again.
Of course.
Madeline turns around and leaves with a distasteful expression on her face.
Ral will follow.
So yeah, the four of you leave the shop, and you find yourselves outside of it.
Well, as much as I wish that I could come up with a case against him, I think he's just too stupid.
I suppose we go and speak to the mayor about this guy that he spoke to. I don't know.
suppose so. We haven't already, right? It was just the guards
You have
and
not.
Okay. Then, yes, that sounds like a good step forward.
Let's go.
Is it still morning, by the way?
It's getting into mid-afternoon now. Starting to
Okay.
get it was early afternoon when you left the pub, and you weren't in the shop for very long, so it's like transitioning towards mid-afternoon.
So you probably wouldn't be disturbing the Maddie's lessons.
No, you probably wouldn't think so.
Let's go see the mayor.
Let's
Alright.
go.
Yeah.
You make your way through the village and back into the residential district and to the mayor's house. You knocking on the door, or what's up?
Yeah, I guess Madeline will, if no one else is chomping at the bit too.
Okay, so on you go, and I will ask you to RP the knock by clapping the pattern that you knock. Don't know about anyone else, so I just heard one there.
Yeah, I just
And that's
No.
canon.
No!
just waxed once.
It was a fun pattern. Oh.
Yep. A couple of moments pass, you hear some shuffling, and then the door opens, and you see it is Mr. Fran Drumness on the other side. And he looks the four of you up and down, and he says, "Ah, it's you. How goes your investigation?
Oh.
Any closer to dealing with it? This beast?"
I think we're perhaps starting to get an idea.
If he
But
leads us
we-
on
Good, good.
together.
Why don't you
Yeah.
come in?
Oh, all right.
And he leads you in.
Okay.
And leads you over. Closes the door behind you and leads you to the table where you saw him sitting with Maddie earlier. So, what have you found out? I take it you have not anything conclusive. I imagine you would have haven't dealt with it. You'd be.
Yes,
certain
no,
already.
not quite conclusive, but well, a couple of things have come up, but we hoped we could ask you a question about one of them, actually.
All right.
There's been word of a visitor that this place had not long before these attacks started. A Dragonborn, apparently. Now, we just came from Gen's shop and we were talking to him about it. And he said that the two of you met at his shop, this Dragonborn and yourself.
Yes, I remember him.
Is
Yeah.
there... What was he like?
He was not from here. He was someone who likes to live out in the wilderness, and he was just coming into town for supplies.
I see.
Does
Side
he
check
come
from
by often?
Dimitri.
Mhm.
Yeah, from Madeline as well.
Yep. Go for it.
Madeline rolled a 5.
Where's my dice are over on my table. Nat 20
Oh,
plus
ho,
2,
Ooh.
22 from Dimitri.
Very good. Oh, you made it onto roll 20.
Yeah, well, I moved to my laptop. I'm getting a much more stable connection.
Fair enough, fair enough. So yeah, with your insight check, Dimitri, you notice his demeanor shift. He's like stopped and he's like folded his arms, and he seems to have gotten a little guarded, though with a roll that good, you can kind of tell he seems unsure of where this is going, but he seems guarded about something. He's definitely not being forthcoming.
Madeline.
Yeah,
Oh,
Dimitri's
are
going
you-
to give a look. Dimitri's going to give a look to Madeline and just
Okay.
see if she can pick up on that.
Would Madeline pick up on that?
What's Madeline's passive insight?
12. Oh.
Make Dimitri make a performance check to see to make this knowing look. And the DC is Madeline's passive
Nine.
insight.
14.
Yep, there you go.
Oh, wait.
Your yeah, Madeline's passive insight is lower than that, so yes, that
Okay.
she picks up on it.
Val probably wouldn't have looked at insight of a man, but given that his teammates are sort of giving signals and his passive insight of 14, would Val have picked up on Dimitri's signal?
Sure.
Yeah, Dimitri's kind of just giving it to the both of them. Like, something's off.
I'd say so.
Okay. Madeline will just sort of yeah, she won't acknowledge it, but she understands. And she just says, interesting. Was he in town long then?
No, not long. Just that evening.
And is that the only time he's been here?
That's to the best of my knowledge.
It was interesting. One of the guards said that he popped in on Kareth, but Kareth doesn't seem to remember anything of the sort happening.
Do you remember which guard? You would remember that it was the taller one, probably. It was only yesterday.
Okay, then Madeline will say, the taller chap.
Right.
Can
Did he
Madeline... Sorry, go on.
Did he say when he said he saw that?
Did the guard say when he saw that? I don't think he was very specific.
Well, I met him that night. It was an off night, and he was quite intoxicated.
Can Madeline insight check that?
Mm-hmm.
So will Dimitri.
I'm not
Val
using
will
this
as
dice
well.
anymore. It's rolling badly today.
Oof.
11 for Dimitri.
Val worse than that.
Oh, yeah. I rolled a 10.
Val's worse than that as well.
Yeah, with so the highest. What was the highest there? 11.
Yeah.
With an 11, like he do, like there's no like shift in him that you particularly notice. That's about it.
Say that again, sorry.
Like you don't notice his demeanor change like it did earlier,
Sure.
or any like exaggerated body languages.
Madeline, so Madeline has a hunch, and that is that his early morning walks have possibly been to see this Dragonborn, because they've been in like the woods, right? Like he's gone out into like the wilds. So that's her hunch. And with that in mind, she's going to say to him, I don't suppose you've seen him since then at all. And she's like purposely keeping an eye out for any kind of tell that might give away that he has.
No, like I said, I have not seen him since.
Yeah. Did she notice any such tell?
Not particularly.
Okay. Well, I don't know. He was sort of like one of our main leads anyway. Just, from what I gather, not a whole lot happens here. So a visitor coming through is quite noteworthy.
Yeah.
Given
When
the
attacks
timing.
shortly after his appearance.
Yes. Oh dear.
Hmm.
You know,
He
Mayor
burrows
Drumness,
at that. He burrows his brow, and like kind of like does like the thinking emoji, and like looks down, but he doesn't say anything.
Well,
Mr. Drumness, you know, we heard that you like to go on some morning walks. I was wondering if you ever noticed any suspicious activity when you do that?
My morning walks, difficult to say, really. I'm afraid I've become somewhat prone to sleepwalking lately. I remember the walk back, but I'm afraid I'm not quite sure. Don't always quite recollect how I get there.
That is peculiar, sir, and not very safe, you know, with this going on at
Well,
night.
That's just another reason I'm quite keen that you deal with it.
Do you know where you walk to? Is it the same place, or is it usually a different area?
Well, different spots sometimes, usually in the woods. But I don't see what this has to do with this beast.
I mean, she's going to give a look to Madeline and Ral again.
yeah. Hmm.
And have you ever seen the beast yourself, sir?
No, not myself.
Have you ever witnessed any of the attacks? Have they ever happened while you were in here asleep? Have you ever woken up and heard them?
I've always found out about them upon coming back to town.
Oh dear.
Is this one of your boots, Mayor Drumness?
Oh yeah.
What? Did you bring it out?
Yeah.
Think so? Yeah.
So you're procuring it to him.
Yeah. Or
Where did you
holding
find
it up.
that? Where did you find that? I lost that on one of my
Uh-oh.
sleep.
I suppose you just
sessions.
lost it. Yes.
Where did you? Out in the woods. What were you doing out there? Where did you find
We're
it?
looking. We were looking for any information about the monster, and we found it up a tree.
Up a tree? How? You sure you found it up a tree? Yeah, you're.
Very sure,
This
sir.
isn't some kind of joke, is it?
No, we promise not.
I was told you were professionals.
We are very professional, I promise. I was just wondering if perhaps maybe we could speak to Maddie.
Maddie. I would like to keep my daughter out of this. It's troubling enough for her already.
It's just we're trying to locate the locale of the attacks, and if you have never heard them, we're wondering if maybe she has.
Little children do
Well,
often
yes.
wake up at the slightest noises in the night.
She has heard them, yes.
Do you mind if we speak to her about them?
She has told me everything. If there's any... What do you want to know? I'm sure I can tell you.
Madeline is going to she's going to wear a very understanding expression. And she's going to say, I understand that you don't want to cause her further distress. However, you did hire us to do a job. And that's what we're trying to do.
Well, what exactly is it you want to ask her?
we want to ask her. Sorry,
Mhm.
go on.
Dimitri's gonna like look to Madeline for like permission, I guess.
Yes?
We're wondering if perhaps you might be the monster, Mayor Drumness. Have you ever heard of a werewolf?
What? Of course, most folks have.
Well, we think perhaps that the monster that's attacking the person might not know they're the monster. And you might be them.
I'm afraid, sir, that you are the only person we've met so far who claims to have had periods of time that you do not remember. You also woken up in the woods, and we have tracked animal tracks into the woods. It's
To your
not an
house.
impossibility, I'm afraid.
Oh my goodness. What is one very quick second where I remind myself of my world building. Motto. Motto. You.
Would you like to sit down, sir?
I already am sitting, as we all are, around this dining room table.
Would you like to stand up, sir? Stretch your legs, maybe.
Gods. Oh, gods, you might be right. He said something. He said there'd be something. Oh, gods.
He said what?
Ooh.
Who said what?
The visitor?
That Dragonborn. He told me he could cure my daughter. He told me he could cure Maddie. And he did. And he told me that he would take his price, but he never came back.
It seems he took it.
Of course, we can't be certain yet, but might we suggest that we maybe you spend the night somewhere safe, and we can keep an eye on you, and that way we can at least prove it wasn't you tonight.
Blast that! We're going to go see him now.
You know where he is?
I know where he was. I went to his camp to help him with his ritual that he did to cure my Maddie.
You should probably go as
You
soon
had
as
a
possible
camp
then,
set up
before
there.
night comes.
His camp was set up there. Maybe, just maybe he's still there. Yes,
Worth a look.
let's go. Now.
Can Rel make an Arcana check? See if he knows of any, or has read of any rituals that might put some sort of werewolf curse on someone.
Give me an Arcana check.
An 11.
An 11. You know about werewolves, and yeah, you probably think it may. You probably think that's certainly possible, maybe theoretically, but like you've not heard of it. You're not overly familiar with werewolves.
Right. Okay.
Let's go.
All right. Yes, let's. So he stands up, and then he says to you, "One moment." let me. She's upstairs at the moment. I just need to say that I'm going out.
Nodding.
And he
Dimitri is nodding.
heads up the stairs, leaving you to yourselves for a moment.
Well, we were kind of right.
Possibly. Hopefully
Now
this
we
is
just
the
need to
solution.
see if we can try and fix him.
As another moment passes, he comes back down the stairs, and he's walking more quickly than you've seen him before. Right, are you ready now? You need any preparation in case we find him and he's hostile?
Can I retcon that Dimitri has his armor with him? No, never mind. We need to make a very quick stop at the inn.
Right. Got equipment there, I take it.
Dimitri nods.
Very well, let's go. And
He runs there
He
and does
goes
a
up to
quick
the-
change.
he goes up to the door of his house and he opens it and beckons for you to head out of it.
Thanks.
As you head out the door, you notice right next to the front door, on a little like rack, there is a single boot that looks very familiar.
We should have checked the door.
Next to the door. Yep. Yep.
God damn it.
So you're all piling out.
Yeah.
Yep.
To the inn, and Dimitri quickly changes into his armor, and then to the camp.
Is anyone up to anything else at the inn? Or you're all business?
Don't think Rel needs anything.
Okay. So here, you re-emerge from the inn with all the equipment that you were looking for. And you meet up back up with Fran. And he's brought a walking stick with him. And he says, "Right, are you ready?
Yeah.
To get this sorted." Then let's go. And he
That's right.
he starts leading the way out of the village, not along the main road, into the tree line. And he leads you quite briskly through the woods. The walk he takes you at takes about half an hour, as you're pushing through trees and through thickets, occasionally getting a little scratched by low-hanging branches and pushing undergrowth to the side. But after about half an hour, he turns to you and he says, "Right, the camp itself was just beyond this spot in the woods. It was just a little further on. So perhaps you are the professionals here. Do you want to take the lead from here?" And he gestures in a direction to continue going.
Do you think this man is an active danger to us? Do we need to be stealthy and cautious?
Perhaps not a bad idea.
Then let's proceed slowly.
Dimitri's going to unfasten a potion of heroism from his belt and give it to the mayor. and say, if things turn south, drink this. Okay?
What does it do?
It just makes you a little bit stronger if a fight breaks out. And you need to run if that happens because you have a little girl to look after.
My little girl will only be safe if the beast is dealt with. How long does it last?
A minute.
Well, perhaps I'll save it.
I'm back.
Hello.
What's all happening?
We're arriving at the camp. Dimitri has given a potion of heroism to the mayor and told him that if a fight breaks out, he needs to run.
Okay.
And we also found the other boot.
Oh yeah, the other boot was right by the door all along.
Perfect.
The one place you didn't look.
God damn it.
So yes, the mayor has indicated that the camp is just ahead, and you're deciding if you're wanting to be stealthy or charge on ahead, or yeah, you got a moment to talk strategy.
Okay.
If you wanted to.
I could try and get a little closer and scout the place out.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Hang on. How about you try and sneak around the opposite side of the camp and take Asta with you, and then I'll look through Asta, and you can say if it's clear or if you need help, and then we can approach from multiple angles.
Sorry, what? Sorry, what? I'm taking Aster with me.
Yes, that way we can sort of use him to communicate.
Oh, to communicate. Yeah.
And we can get the sort of potential drop on this fellow from two angles.
Yes, sounds like a good idea. Well, climb aboard, Aster, and Madeline pats her shoulder.
Ral will gently put the little lizard on Madeline's shoulder.
Sure. All right. We'll see you all shortly. Madeline is going to begin to quietly creep around the other side of the clearing.
Okay. So, as Madeline heads forward, I will actually just put us onto a new map,
Dun, dun, dun.
which all of your tokens are on, even though the rest of you haven't quite gone this far. So, and oh wait, I can put them to the. I'll put them on the layer, the GM layer. 1 second while I make it ever so slightly prettier. So it's just Madeline going in, right?
Yeah.
Right, quick layer. Right. So.
Though, if Madeline's going away further than 100 feet away, Ral might suggest the other group moves forward a bit just so that they can keep within communication range.
Madeline doesn't quite
Not
make it.
wear
100
the
feet
armor.
away. So Madeline, as you head forward, you along the way you'd been going, you can see round some trees that there is indeed a camp
Okay.
made. There is a little fireplace and a log and a bedroll that you can see around it. And sitting by the log, poking at a pot over the fire, you can see there is a rugged, dingy-looking figure with a tattery cloak.
Wait, so where am I in relation to the rest of the party?
You are the rest of the party is down about
Okay.
say about like 10-20 feet.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess in that case, Madeline turns around to them and just goes like, makes like a just that sort of expression.
Dimitri gives thumbs up.
Okay, Madeline, I guess, will creep back to the party.
All right.
and she will say, "So that was a short trip." Yes, he's
Yes.
there.
Yeah, he's there. I did say it was just a tiny bit ahead, but he's there.
He's there.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Well, we're waiting to develop a plan of action.
Yes,
Right.
do we want to go out and speak to him and just say, "Look, man, that wasn't cool what you did. Can you, like, fix him?" Because I don't know. I feel like nobody could really fix you except for him. And if we kill him, that would be bad.
What if?
Yeah?
Yes. We could try that. We could try persuading him. Are we all going up then? Or is someone hanging back to... I don't know.
It might be worth someone hanging back a little bit just so that we've got an ace up our sleeve.
Yes. Well,
I-
you're quite good at
I
throwing
will
things from a
remind you,
distance, Ral.
Casperin is with you, and will mechanically do whatever you tell her.
Nice.
Casperin, how about you stay back?
Casperin nods and says if that's what you wish of her.
Well, Dimitri, you and I could head up with Mr. Drumness. And Ral, how would you feel about covering us with Casperin?
I can do that.
Ral's being so, nice and, amicable today. Something's wrong.
Why
We're
would I
dealing
do
with
that?
something real.
Sorry.
I'm expecting it if I must. Madeline, you
Something's wrong.
stupid troll.
Yes, that sounds like a good idea to me.
The nastiness needs a while to recharge. I get it. Okay. Well, let's So what are we gonna say? I feel like saying, "Oh please, pretty please, cherry on top, please," isn't necessarily going to work.
We could say, "Hey, look, why did you do that? Wasn't cool. Can you fix him? We'll give you something else." I don't know.
Yes. I guess we don't know
Maybe
enough
what-
about him to really...
Yeah, well, let's speak to him. Let's get to know him. He might be really nice. He did cure his daughter.
Yeah.
He just
But
also
you
made
never
you a
know.
wolf. Maybe he doesn't want you to be a wolf. Maybe he's like, "Oh, it's just the nasty side effect. Sorry." Maybe he's gonna help us on this,
Madeline is
Or
going to turn to Mr. Drumness and in probably a more business-like tone than he would have necessarily heard her use before, and in a tone that sort of brooks no argument, I suppose. She's going to say to him, "I understand this is, very difficult, and I understand that you're feeling a lot of things right now. But you need to make sure that you don't blurt out with anything to this fellow, all right? Because if we want any chance of saving you, I don't think making him annoyed is going to get us very far." Is
Miss
that-
Bell will turn to
I see
Dimitri
your
and say,
point.
Good. Just be careful, is all I'm saying,
Rel will turn to Dimitri and say, "Now, Dimitri, we need to make sure that you don't say anything strange, because you might upset him."
We'll try not to.
Rel will give a little smirk about.
What if he turns us into werewolves? Are we against that, or are we kind of for it? Because I'm a little bit on the fence.
Well, I mean, I can't say I'm very excited about it, but,
It would be kind of cool.
it'd be Interesting. Either way, we'll deal with that when it comes to it.
I think, given that the mayor does not remember his time as potentially some
Mm.
sort of beast, I'm not sure any benefits as such as coolness will come into it. I'm afraid, Dimitri.
Oh, that's a good point. I take it all back. I don't care anymore. I don't. If I can't remember, there's literally no point.
Right. Well, shall we go and speak to him then?
Yes. Let's.
Let's
Okay.
go.
I will let you arrange your tokens according to how you would be arranging yourselves.
Madeline is going to be holding her bow, but as they head up the path, she's holding her hands up to gesture that she's not meaning any harm.
So are you...
In fact, no, she'll leave her bow on her for now. She doesn't want to give this guy a fright.
So are the three of you at the front going up together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
Can Ral sort of stealth to this point? Oh, hang on, I
Make
haven't got
a
pings.
stealth check.
Sort of around there somewhere. Actually, is this thick vegetation? Can you see through it here?
It's like a quite a thick bush. You might be able. You could probably see through it if you were kind of clambered inside it.
Right.
But it might not. You probably would think it might not be super stealthy to do so.
That's exactly what I was looking for then. So yeah, Ral will take a sort of slightly longer path with Caspian, and they'll come sort of round like that as stealthily as they can, sort of from splitting off back here somewhere.
Yeah, they can do so. And oops. Yeah, just move. Just move you. Oh, make your stealth check even. I forgot about that. Yeah.
15.
Let me check something real quick.
Oh boy.
Perception's wisdom, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Oh
you,
dear.
You make your way over there. So, that's about the time that the three of you approach. As you approach, he looks up and you see it is a dragonborn with green scales. And as he looks up, he looks directly at Drumnus and he says, "Ah, it's you. It is you."
Yeah, it is him. And, we were wondering if we could have a little talk about, him. If that's okay.
Oh, a talk. You want a talk? He's more of the clawing type now, I should think.
Well, he's having a
We're
moment
kinda
of
wanting to talk.
lucidity, so talking he can manage just fine. And so can we, for that matter. We're good at it, aren't we, Dimitri?
Well, I'm not sure what you think we have to talk about.
What do you get out of this, exactly? I understand that this was some price he had to pay for your curing of his daughter. Why?
Why? Oof. You ask a lot of questions.
I'm a curious sort.
Well, if you must know, I use him.
For?
For what?
To power my own magics. Each time he changes, I get more juice.
I see.
Well, can you change him
As was the
back?
Now, why would I want to do a thing like that?
Maybe we could get you something else to power your juice.
I've got everything I need right here. Are we done here?
Demetri's going to look at Madeline.
Madeline is going to say, "Not even close," and she's going to throw a dagger at him.
Oh. Okay. All right. First of all, make your attack roll, I guess.
Okay.
Give me a moment. That was.
Surprise.
Ba, 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 ba.
Someone put on the fight music. Someone put on the fight music.
Yeah,
please.
please.
I'm finding it. I'm finding my thing. My place.
Yeah.
I need to. Oh, I need to get all my things so I can remember how. Eight. Okay, I will go ahead and make that roll. That's a.
What's a DF?
I don't know. It's a fun
Oh.
one, it says. I just want to see what it did. Sorry, carry on.
That's 18 to hit.
Okay. 18 hits.
Oh,
Also roll
wait.
initiative, by the way.
Yes. What's all the D100 rolling happening?
Alright.
Is
I just
that-
want to see how many D100s I can roll one.
That's fine. I thought it was
Roll
20 and I was
twice.
like, what is happening?
That's his damage.
Oh my goodness. Oh well, Madeline rolled terrible initiative, but that's fine. Where is...
Let me add an initiative order again in this.
And there should be like a little clock or something, yeah.
I am giving up on that dice for today. Which I already said, and then I gave it another chance, and then I realised that that was stupid of me.
Are we rolling initiative, by the way, or am I?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice. Oops. Bad. I think Al would probably go first because Dimitri does not have very high dex.
Reynolds got +2.
Nice, yeah. Also, I got headphones
Woo!
and I'm on my laptop, so it's made everything but more to play D&D.
Good.
If I do ever do the Dimitri voice and I slip out of it, it's because my flatmates are in the kitchen. I don't want to think I'm doing an insane Russian accent, which is what I am doing. But I don't need people to know that I do.
You don't want people to know
You
that.
haven't rolled this.
You didn't roll very well, did you?
No.
So did Dimitri get 6 or 7?
It's 6. I just put the +1 to
Oh,
know that he
what's-
goes
what's
after
yours?
Al, basically.
+2.
Right. 6. And Dimitri was 6. I'm making a little turn order thing.
Where's this song from? Because it's always the one that plays.
It's always the one that plays because it's the first of the playlist.
What's it from?
Dicey Dungeons.
Oh. Cool.
Okay. So you made your attack, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And it was an
Okay,
18.
18.
to hit.
That hits. How much damage does it do?
It will do. Six. Yeah, 6 piercing.
Okay. Now, he is going to use his reaction to do the action that he prepared.
Oh.
And he points at Mr. Drumless.
Oh no.
No.
Oh no. Oh no 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 no.
Oh
Go with me
no.
there again.
Oh
No,
dear.
no, 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 no.
This is how we die.
This is how we all become werewolves.
Oh boy. Lindsay's revenge for Altier is finally coming to pass.
Get revenge for Altair dying and NZR becoming a werewolf in one game.
Which brings us to Mr. Drumless's turn.
Oh boy. Oh lord. No no no.
His face contorts.
No 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 no.
He collapses and begins to writhe.
No.
You see fur sprouting from him, his bones contorting and writhing under him. He just barely manages to grunt out the words, "Please don't hurt me."
Oh no.
Just doing something real quick.
I wonder what.
Just right click and.
Is he going to be a werewolf or a were? There he is. There's our buddy.
Well.
And he stands, rising back up, taller than before. Is a large, kind of anthropomorphic, canine-looking beast. And that'll be his turn for that. Which brings us to the Dragonborn chap, who is technically now surprised. And Madeline. Oh wait, you threw the dagger. That would have been your action, right? 'Cause that's how surprise rounds actually work. They inflict a status.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
I think.
So can I move?
Sure, you can move.
Okay.
D&D
Well, I'm going
battle
to.
logic.
Sorry?
D&D battle logic.
Yes. Oh well, that's going to incur an opportunity attack, probably, right? If she moves away
if
from
you
him.
Move away from him. Yep. So can't rogues disengage as a bonus action?
Oh. Yes.
I mean, if you want to, you don't have to.
Oh, I probably will. Yes. All right. Let me figure out where I'm going. So what's the deal with like this area? Like, is this raised, or are these just like roots in the ground, or is this like a little pathway going up a cliff thing?
I think it's a cliff.
Okay, that's what I thought. But
I actually thought
Okay.
it was roots until you asked me right now. And I realized I was wrong.
Well, Madeline is going to move. Well, that actually. If she goes like here, is that? Oh no, she's got a clean line of sight to the other guy then, doesn't she? I think. Yeah. Okay, she's going to use her bonus action to disengage, and then Madeline is going to scoot past Dimitri, and she is going to move up here. And that'll be her turn.
Okay. Rao, you're up. Charles?
I had accidentally muted myself. Val's going to cast Sleep on the werewolf.
Okay.
At,
Big.
Can I do it at second level? I don't know. Spells that you get that you can cast, sort of as a sort of free cast. Are you the option to cast from higher levels?
A free cast.
Yeah. So it's a trait thing, not a trait thing, a feat thing he has. It gives him a free cast of his spell. And I don't know if that means.
called?
Oh, it adds it to his spell list, so technically he can cast it at higher levels, I think.
Maybe if you cast it at a higher level, it isn't free.
Yeah, that would make sense. Would you be okay with that? I think.
Sure, yeah. I mean, it's on the spell list.
Yeah, so he's going to cast it at second level, and that's 78 hit points for creatures it affects. So hopefully,
So if that beats its HP, then
yes.
it sleeps. Alright, roll your dice.
What's the command on Roll20 to roll again?
/roll 78. I'm sitting here trying to remember all of the stats of the werewolves when I use them against you guys.
Yeah, so it's a 28.
And if it fails, it has no effect, right?
I don't believe it does.
It has no effect.
Oh, yeah.
However, with sleep, creatures within 20 feet of that area are affected that are enemies. So if the
Ooh.
lizard has less, then he could be affected.
You're right. So where are
Oh,
you
it actually starts with a
targeting it?
creature with the lowest hit points as well. So yeah, it depends whichever one's lowest.
Where did you target it? Sorry, Ben?
It was on the werewolf.
Can you draw a
But it is-
box?
Yes, I can. So it would
Would
be...
hit Dimitri, Madeline, and
Wait.
the lizard.
Is that
Oh,
20 foot
dear.
radius? That's a huge radius.
Creatures within. It doesn't specify friend or foe.
Oh, didn't realise that.
Did you say 28?
Oh.
Do any of you have less than 28 health?
No.
No.
So where did you target it? Sorry then.
I'm just trying to work out where it would be. It'd probably be... Wait, it can't be that big, surely. I think
Creatures
it's-
within 20 feet of the point you choose. Yeah.
Yeah, so probably sort of cast it about there. Does that work?
Yeah. So yes, that does actually work, and the Dragonborn. So what does it specifically say happens?
Do you want me to send you the link?
I've got it up right now. I'm just reading it. Are affected starting with creature if fall unconscious. Let me okay, yeah. The Dragonborn falls unconscious.
Ooh. Big.
Let me find a symbol for what's a good a sleep symbol. None of these.
I like that one.
Yeah, that'll do.
It looks sleepy.
It looks like he's snoring.
Okay.
The symbols for Roll20 are really bad.
Is that
Like, they
you?
don't translate to anything.
Yeah, they're not great.
Is that your turn, or are you up to anything else?
I think that's Rel's turn. Yeah.
Okay. Dimitri, you're up.
Dimitri is going to turn to the others and say, he's going to point to the Dragonborn and say, we should tie him up and see if we can try and, force him to release this guy. Don't kill this guy. And then he's going to run here and, and he's going to be like, I will try and distract him. You try and get him awake and, make him drop it. And he's going to turn around here and he's going to say, hey, come on, follow me. And disengage and run over here and try and taunt the werewolf into following him.
Okay.
He was there, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gonna move there.
Okay, and is that your turn?
I'm just going to check something very quickly, whether he's going to disengage or just take the dodge action. And then just hope that he dodges this. Oh, if you can see... Okay, he's just going to dodge at the start of his turn and then run out, risking an opportunity attack. And then keep his dodge up.
Okay, so you are going to take an opportunity attack.
Yeah. I'm going to use that
so
for dodging the ninja.
That is to hit. 17.
That just hits.
Mm-hmm. You take. You take 5 slashing damage as the
Easy peasy.
claws of this werewolf like snag a bit of your arm as you try to jump out of its way. Okay.
Gotcha. Nice.
So that brings us. It's your turn. That your turn.
Yeah, yes. And now he's just dodging and standing there.
Okay, that brings us to Casperin. Casperin, not wanting to mess up any plans or anything just yet, it's just gonna cast Healing Word on you.
Thank you.
And that is 8 healing.
Nice. He's back up to full.
And she's also going to shout, "You got nothing on you!" That's my Casperin impression. And give Dimitri a bardic inspiration.
Aw.
Let me
Nice.
check what that is, what dice it is. So D6. And that will be Dimitri's turn. Which
Sorted.
brings us to Drumness's turn. Or perhaps the one that was Drumness. You got its attention, Dimitri. It comes straight for you. And it makes a multi-attack.
He's embodying Altair and just trying to dodge everything.
So the first is with it has disadvantage, right? That's how that works.
All of the attacks have disadvantage.
So the first one was a 9 to hit.
Miss.
The second one was a what do you call it? What's that number called again? 18.
18 does hit.
And the third one is an 11.
The 11 misses.
Okay. So that was the second attack that hit, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that you take 5 slashing damage.
That's fine. That's fine. I can deal with that. Did it bite me or scratch me?
With his claws.
That's fine. We're good. We're good. We're good.
Okay. And that'll be its turn for now, which brings us to the Dragonborn, who is asleep until he is woken up. Which brings us back to Madeline.
Or until the minute passes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Madeline is going to run over to the Dragonborn, and she is going to tie him up using her hempen rope. Will that be...
I am
Mhm.
just thinking.
Mhm.
Yeah, sure. Yep, that'll be your action.
Okay,
You
that's
can,
fine.
he's collapsed, so you can bind his hands together quite easily,
Okay,
if that's what you're doing.
that is what she's doing.
Yeah.
And yeah, then she'll. In fact, she might also just. She moved 20 feet, I think, didn't she? Could she move like around the stump to like here, just so that she's like there's something between her and the werewolf, and she's not just like out in the open.
Sure.
Okay, that'll be her turn then.
Okay. Why has everything disappeared from the turn order? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. That's fine.
Oh wait, can she retrieve her dagger with her bonus action?
yeah.
I assume it's like in the vicinity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. She'll yank it out.
Sure thing. Yanking it out. Yeah, that doesn't count as a shake or a slap.
No.
Okay, is that your turn then?
Yeah.
Ralum, you're up.
Okay. Ral is going to cast Hold Person on the werewolf.
Oh.
Nice.
Let me check how that works. Choose a humanoid. It must succeed on a... So it makes a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
Okay. It's got... where's wisdom? Okay, it got 18.
It makes that.
Yep, it makes it. Anything else in your turn?
Nope.
Realm's not having a very fun time so far. Actually, no, that the sleep worked.
Yeah, the sleep worked.
Okay, Dimitri, you're up.
Dimitri's gonna do another dodge and move another little while away. Or he's gonna shout to the others and say, "Should I take him further away or should I keep him like in the vicinity?" And then he's just gonna spend the turn like dancing around him and keep the dodge action up. And take the dodge action, and that's all he's doing for his turn.
Okay.
Oh wait, no he's not. He's gonna cast command. Sorry, I forgot what I was planning.
Okay.
He's gonna command and say, issue a command. It has to be, it's a one-word command. Stay. He's gonna say stay. And that's a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. I'm just reading the spell. Right. So it makes this save, and it's wisdom, right?
Yeah.
That's a 4.
4, that's a fail.
Okay. Okay. So it is affected by your command to stay. Is that your turn?
Yeah, that's Dimitri's turn.
That brings us to Casperin. He still isn't wanting to mess up any plans or anything. Is just gonna, I guess, we'll shout to Madeline and say, "Good work tying that guy up," and give Madeline a bardic inspiration of a d6.
Nice.
Which brings us to the werewolf's turn, who is going to use his action to stay.
Yeah.
He's also going to attack Dimitri, while not moving his legs.
Hmm. Please.
So that's it's a multi-attack, and that was the first one was an 8 to hit.
Misses.
And the second one is 22 to hit.
Just hits.
And the third one is an unnatural 20 to hit.
Just hits.
So the first attack, you take 7 damage.
Okay, that's okay.
The second one, you take 5.
Easy. Easy peasy.
And those were both slashing attacks as it, with its feet firmly planted, it does look like it is kind of like almost straining to hit you. But
That's fine.
It manages to get a couple of hits on you.
Dimitri's gonna give a little thumbs up to the rest, and he's like covered in blood, and he's like, I can heal myself, it's okay. How are you doing with the guy?
And that'll be its turn. Next is the Dragonborn's turn, and the Dragonborn is still asleep. That brings us back to Madeline.
Okay, Madeline is going to get her dagger that's still wet with his blood, and she is going to grab him and like hold the dagger right up against his throat and shake him awake. And can she use her action to try and intimidate him, assuming he wakes up?
You can, well, technically you have to use an action to wake him according to the sleep spell.
Oh,
That's just what the sleeps blame Wizards of the Coast.
okay. Well, in that case, I guess she'll use her action to wake him, but she has her dagger. She has him tied, and then she's also like holding her dagger like right up against his throat.
You can say something to him as a free action if you want, but like he won't have the benefit of a roll to back it up.
Okay. So I mean, she'll say as a free action, she'll just say, "Don't even think about moving," and that's her turn.
Okay. Next up, Ral.
Right. Third time's a charm. Hold person on the werewolf. So
Okay.
Rel's sort of going to whip out a page of paper from his spellbook and just sort of focus on the werewolf and try and hold it.
I'm guessing a natural 20 beats the DC.
Yes.
Oh.
This
Sorry,
damn
Ral.
wolf.
The spell makes this sort of little trump noise.
Oh.
That brings us back to Dimitri.
Dimitri is just gonna keep dodging, and he's gonna use his action to lay on hands himself and give him 20.
bonus
Wait, what level are we? Wait, why do
Four.
I? Sorry, very quickly. Lay on hands is 5, I think. I should only have 15 lay on hands points, I think, so I did that wrong. He's just gonna lay on hands himself for 15. So he gets 15 health back. And that's what he's doing for his turn. And he's just continuing to duck and dodge. But he's not actually taking the dodge action because he can't. And that's his turn.
Okay. Back to Casperin, who's going to top you up that last little bit with a healing word.
Nice.
You
Thank
get
you.
5 health back.
Bless. Also, just checking, we're level 4, right?
Yes.
That's fine. Okay, I just did my maths wrong. Carry on.
And she also says, how many bardic inspirations do you get? Oh, it's the same as your... Yeah, whatever. She also says to Ral, oh, don't worry, you'll get him next time.
Rel will just sneer at her.
Ral does not get...
Here he is.
Does Ral feel inspired?
He feels annoyed.
Ral does not get a bardic inspiration. Alright, that brings us to the werewolf. I mean, the big beast.
The
What could it
nondescript
be?
wolf monster.
You know what? Actually, I've changed mine. You get the part. You get the inspiration. You can just choose whether to use it or not yourself. Right. Yeah. It makes a multi-attack against Dimitri.
Yes, these are not at disadvantage, by the way.
Oh, dear.
So the first one is a natural 20.
No.
Just hits. Graze.
The second one is an 11.
Misses.
And the third one is another 11.
Fails.
Okay, let's see what happens with this first one. So you take 16 damage.
Ooh, owie, owie, owie.
As it manages to lodge a bite into you.
We're good. Dimitri's fine. He's still giving a thumbs up to everyone.
Manages to get a big gouge into you. His fangs piercing your armor.
It's like a wiggly thumbs up. It's a really weak thumbs up.
And that is his turn.
Nice.
Next up is the Dragonborn, who, having been woken up and finding himself bound by you. And how was you threatened him again? Sorry.
She has her dagger pressed right up against his throat and just said, "Don't you think of moving."
Okay. He looks up at you, smirks, and casts Thunderwave. So,
Okay.
make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. It's her. Let's see. Mod. Okay. Oh, for fuck's sake, you piece of. That's a 12.
That's against his spell power, right?
Yeah.
It's a 12.
Can he make a semantic gesture while tied up?
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ah!
Somebody
can't
just
cast
googled
magic.
Thunderwave. Alright. Okay. You got him.
Yes. Thank you, Charles.
So
Thank you,
instead of
Charles.
casting Thunderwave, he looks up at you and he says, "Okay, I won't." And then he says, "Kill her."
Oh no.
no.
No, you don't, big boy.
Oh no. Oh
Madeline,
dear.
It is now
Yeah.
your turn.
Okay.
We should have gagged him
Um,
before waking him up. Well,
Yeah, you had a pretty good opportunity there to get 3 hits on him.
What, when he was asleep?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know how much health he had, and I didn't want to kill him. And also, I didn't want to gag him because we would presumably need him ungagged to call the werewolf on. Madeline. Oh god. Madeline is annoyed. Madeline is going to stab him in the throat.
Okay. Because I'm nice, you can have advantage because you've tied him up.
Thanks.
So make your attack.
That's a natural 20.
Oh.
E-
Roll your damage.
Do you... am I rolling and then doubling, or am I rolling 2 die? dice.
You roll and double what you roll. Though I don't think. No, you don't have sneak attack anyway. So yeah, just roll and double.
Yeah, no, I meant like I wasn't sure how you do it. If you just get the. Yeah, that's fine. Anyway, Okay, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
That will be. Is it? It's just double the dice roll, isn't it?
You
It's
double
not
what you
double
roll,
the-
and then you add on your extra proficiency. and
Okay.
such.
That will be 12 piercing damage altogether.
Okay. You know, Madeline, you know exactly where to stab. You put a big gash into his neck as he struggles to hold his hand up himself like against it to stop the bleeding. He is quite hurt. Very hurt.
She's going to use her free action. She's going to speak as a free action to say, I'm not moving, so you better call off your fucking dog or I'm doing that again. And that's her turn.
Okay. Rao, you're up.
Right. Rel is going to cast Mage Armor on himself. And move to here.
Okay.
And draw his sword. And that will be his turn.
Dimitri, you're up.
Dimitri, does the werewolf look like its attention has turned away?
Yeah.
He's going to cast Compel Duel on it. And he's going to say, Molenkishi no Ryok, Molenkishi no Yok, and start like clapping his hands and like patting his knees. It has to make a wisdom saving throw. Oh, and then as a bonus action, he's going to drink the potion of heroism. If that's allowed. Is that a bonus action or an action?
I think we ruled it as a bonus action.
Nice. Then he will
I
drink
think-
that potion of
Does
heroism
that
and
sound
get.
familiar to other
10.
folks? Potion as a bonus action?
So
That's what we do in Eldithis at least, but I don't know if that's what you do in your campaign as well.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Nice. Then he is drinking that as a bonus action.
Compel Duel. Let's have a little look.
So Compel Duel basically makes a wisdom saving throw. If it fails, it has a hard time moving away from me and has disadvantage on attack rolls against anyone else.
So it got a 14.
That is a fail. It has to make a wisdom saving throw every time it tries to move to a space that is more than 30 feet away from me. And it has disadvantage on attack rolls against everything that isn't me.
Okay. And is that your turn? And remember your 4 temporary hit points.
Yes, I will. Okay. A space for it. Yeah, okay. Dimitri's gonna head further back, risking an opportunity attack over to here.
You take an opportunity attack. That's 7 to hit.
7 misses.
Oh, wasn't expecting that. So what happens if it fails the attempt to go to a space it shouldn't?
If it fails the attempt, then it just has to move somewhere else, I think.
Okay. Right, so that's your turn then? Is it?
Yar yar.
Okay, that's Casperin's up. Casperin will cast... Healing Word can be cast at higher levels, right?
Yeah, it can be upcast.
Yeah. healing word is going to be cast at 2nd level on Dimitri.
Thank you.
You get 8 health back.
Nice.
And she'll also kind of like move up here just to get a better see of what's going on. That brings us to the werewolf, who is going to make a wisdom saving throw to try and move to a space that is not compelled by compelled Jewel. Does 16 make it?
That makes it.
That's rough. Yeah.
That is rough.
Like, so compelled duel means that essentially actually, I guess normally it's better when the target hasn't just been commanded to do something else. It wouldn't necessarily try to move away. But this guy has been commanded to do something else.
Yeah, so
was
if he
going
makes
to
a saving
try it.
throw, if he makes a saving throw, then he's not restricted by this for that turn.
And then he is going to come up here and jump on the log. Does that mean he doesn't get disadvantage for attacking Madeline?
He still has disadvantage on attacking Madeline.
He's going to make a multi-attack against Madeline with disadvantage.
Okay.
So the first one was a 6 to hit.
That does not hit.
The second one was an unnatural 20.
That will hit.
The third one is a 12.
That does not hit.
So the first one is a total of check real quick. 6 damage. 6 slashing damage as it jumps up into the rock. But it looks like it's trying to hit you, but like something is almost like magically like holding its back. But it through that it manages to still get a graze on you.
Okay.
Next we go to the Dragonborn. And the Dragonborn just laughs. And he just laughs. And that's his turn. Madeline, you're up.
Okay. Madeline is... Oh boy. Madeline's going to stab the Dragonborn again.
Okay. Make your roll.
Yep, that's a 20.
20 hits.
No, it isn't. It's a 20, whatever.
That still hits.
Um,
It was unnatural, right?
Yeah, a dirty 20.
Cool.
Well, it was over that. It was like a 22 or something. Anyway,
hits.
that is 7 piercing damage. Is he still up?
Yes.
How rough is he looking?
Very, very, very.
Madeline's gonna use her bonus action to stab him again, I guess.
Okay.
Oops, forgot to roll with that. That doesn't hit.
What was it?
It was an 8.
Yeah, that doesn't hit.
And then she's gonna move. She's gonna just take the opportunity attack, and she's going to run over here.
Okay. I think that's with disadvantage, right? Technically.
Yeah. Still will be.
So that's an 11 to hit.
Doesn't hit.
All right. Then is that you?
Yeah.
Okay. Ral, you're up.
Val is going to cast Firebolt into the Dragonborn.
All right. Make your attack roll.
It's a D10 Firebolt, isn't it?
Did you not make an
Sorry.
attack roll?
Oh, sorry, yes. Nat 20.
All right. Roll your damage.
Time for some barbecue.
Seven damage.
Would you like to describe how he dies?
Well, he's been living in the woods quite a while, and I think his clothes are quite dirty and messy.
Yep.
I imagine quite flammable as well.
I can see that.
So I wouldn't be surprised if it was hit by a rogue firebolt, if it caught fire.
I'll allow it. So yeah, your firebolt hits him square in the chest, and then flames start to engulf his clothes and then him. And the last thing you hear is the sounds of his laughter.
Oh, fuck this
Doing
guy.
nothing
Ugh.
as he collapses
Oh,
over,
there's doom.
and then the laughing stops. And when the laughing stops, you notice that the beast suddenly also stops.
Thank God.
And it falls backwards, writhing once more. You hear the familiar sounds of cracking, snapping, and contorting bones as he reverts to the familiar sight of Mr. Drumpus. And we will, and that is combat over.
Is Mr. Drumnus alright?
1 second, let me just do a little swapperoo.
He's over there.
Just, yeah, he looks alright. He looks uninjured. Funnily enough. He's like prone.
Demetrius gonna
Okay.
run over as soon as that's dealt with.
As
I
soon as
think-
what's dealt with?
Pardon?
As soon as what's dealt with?
Yeah, as soon as he's like transformed back.
Right.
And he's gonna run over and just like check him. Does he look asleep?
No, he's just as you go over to him, he starts to rise, and he says, "What happened?"
Your friend didn't take very kindly to us, and he turned you into the monster. But he's gone now, and I think you're okay. Maybe. I don't really know.
You killed him.
Michi nods.
He said that I was powering his magics, did he not?
I believe so.
Maybe if he's not around to cast magic anymore, it won't happen.
Hopefully. Oh. Your daughter.
Yes. What about her?
Will the magic that was curing her still be around?
That's a good question. That's a very good question. I think we should head back.
Very good idea. Before we do that, Dimitri's going to see if there's anything on the dead body and look for loot.
Yeah, Ral will look around the campsite as well, see if there's any sort of ritual ingredients in particular.
So yeah, I'm looking around the camp, like the area. There's the bedroll, and there's the campfire, and on the dragon, there's like some like rations, like some bits of like food here and there as well, dried jerky, fun stuff you find in rations. On the Dragonborn, he had a little quarterstaff that didn't really come into it, but he had it. Yeah, and other than that, the only thing he had on him was like a small smooth stone in his pocket.
Dimitri picks out the stone and gives it to Ral.
And what do you want me to do with it?
I don't know, it was just a nice rock. I thought you'd like it.
Thanks, I guess. May as well see if there's any magic around. Seems strange to keep a nice rock in your pocket, otherwise.
Yeah, can Dimitri cast Detect Magic?
If he has it, he can.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only magic he detects is coming from Ral's pocket.
Oh, it is magical, actually.
Unless
Give it
any of
back.
you have any other magical stuff.
Nothing for
I
Dimitri.
don't think so.
Suppose I should probably
Oh no, I
identify
take it back. I want it back. You did appreciate it. I want it.
Here you go. Yeah, Ral
Thank
gives it
you.
back.
I'm going to mark down Magic Rock.
And that's it. He's never going to identify it. He's just going to be happy knowing that it's magic.
Happy New Year's a special Magic Rock.
No, I could just imagine him really trying to convince people that it's magic.
He
We're
knows,
just
and
like,
that's all that
sure,
matters.
Dimitri. Okay, Dimitri. That's nice, Dimitri.
A Magic Rock, Dimitri. Okay, maybe we should head back now and make sure the mayor's daughter hasn't like melted or something.
Right, well, I think we might just call it there.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And next time we'll deal with just the last couple of tiny bits left, like in this session of this little arc, and then we'll head back and see what's. Well, I mean, if you want to head back, of course, the choice is yours.
Let's run off into the forest.
We live in the woods.
I'm just.
If we're ending this session there, can I retcon and say that Dimitri asked Ral to identify the rock for him? Because I don't want to wait like 2 weeks to find out.
Sure. I will.
I was just
Send
imagining
you a
this
little
scenario
message.
in which everyone's sort of saying,
You can
"Oh yeah,
share it if you want. You can share this message if you want, or if you want to keep it for yourself, that's fine.
Ooh. It's a little portable campfire.
Oh, how nice.
He's gonna put it on the ground and oh wait, no, you have to put it out by conventional means. Never mind, he's not doing that right now.
We don't have a
Good to
time.
know.
So,
Well,
so Demetrius he said, "Oh, I've got this cool magic rock," and he sort of puts it on the ground, looks at it appraisingly, and then shakes his head and picks it up again.
He also will say, "It does what I do. It catches fire."
Well, so does a stick.
Okay.
well, thank you, Lindsay.
You're
Thank you so much,
welcome.
Lindsay.
That was a
Oh, I
little rough at
missed
the
it.
start, but we got into the swing of it.
It was very fun. Thank you.
As always, good feedback. I look forward to next time.
Yeah, me too.
Likewise. Yeah, I
I like-
am personally, I'm keen, I don't know how everyone else is, to try somewhat to get it back to bi-weekly.
I'd like that.
I like that.
Of
Very
course,
I would like that.
I'm not
They wouldn't shift
promising
properly.
that. I'm gonna try keep it bi-weekly, but I'm not gonna promise it. But
Nice.
that's the aim.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Well, thank you for playing.
Thank you for running.
Thanks so much for DMing.
Of course.
So good.